In addition, other well-known, respected individuals, including Mother Shipton, Nostradamus, Edgar Cayce, Saint Malachi, and more, have not all only provided warnings that a worldwide catastrophe was coming, but many specifically referred to a pole shift.
The shift will occur around the closing of the century, and will be as abrupt as to be within a 6 to 10 hour period. Continents as you know them now will cease to exist or change dramatically.
When a new cycle begins, there will be the shifting then of the poles, so that where there has been those of a frigid or the semi-tropical will become the more tropical, and moss and fern will grow.
Of course, many individuals today state that it's easy to make a prediction or provide warnings of a devastating future when those individuals knew they were no longer going to be around when the event would occur. But isn't it odd that all throughout history, in records spanning thousands of years from vastly different cultures and periods, there exists a common message, a common warning for the future? But when we think of ancient warnings, one civilization in particular emerges, the Mayans and the Mayan calendar system, which is one of the most studied and misinterpreted keys to solving the puzzle to our immediate future.
When it came to mathematics, the Mayans were geniuses. Not even in our modern civilization have we been able to adopt a more sophisticated or accurate method of tracking celestial objects and our trajectory through space. The Mayans were seemingly obsessed with creating and utilizing a calendar that defined a cyclic pattern originating 1,000 years before their civilization came into existence and ended several thousand into the future. The Mayan calendar is comprised of not just one, but of a complex series of repeating cycles that accurately describe not only our movement around the sun, similar to the Gregorian system we utilize today, but also simultaneously depicted the cyclic stages that our solar system takes throughout the Milky Way galaxy.
The concept that a culture that existed more than 4,500 years ago not only utilized a calendar system more accurate than anything we use today, but also accurately defined our solar system's movement through the Milky Way. It's mind-boggling. To accomplish these impressive calculations, they had to create an incredibly sophisticated system of mathematics, all while Europe was still believed to be wandering around in the Dark Ages. Today, if you ask somebody what time or day it is, they'll most likely tell you the exact hour and the correct day in the month. We also consider our place in a 12-hour monthly cycle to determine factors for which to expect global changes, such as the seasons. The Mayans took it much, much further than that. They also took into account considerations not only the hour and the day and the month, but also Earth's cyclic position in our own galaxy, which contributed to another overall cycle that determined yet more factors and changes to Earth.
The key component to the Mayan calendar, unlike today's infinite looping Gregorian system, is that the Mayan system was designed to accurately depict the beginning and end of the current age. Like a book, they viewed ages, or periods in human evolution and life, as having a distinct beginning and an end, which was based on the precession of the equinoxes and solstices. Their 13-Bakhtin cycle, or what they refer to as the long count, defines the entire cycle of the current age of mankind, which depicts one completed path around the galactic equinox. According to the Mayan calendar, the current age was defined precisely to have begun on August 11th, 3114 BC, and ending on December 21st, 2012 AD. Most researchers agree that the Mayan calendar was accurately built upon these planetary and galactic cycles, but that the long count cycle that defined one evolution around the galactic equinox will simply repeat forever without end. To a certain extent, researchers are absolutely correct. The Mayan calendar is designed to repeat forever, accurately portraying the cyclic nature of Earth and our solar system. But the makers of this ingenious calendar system, the Mayans themselves, would disagree with modern researchers regarding one aspect. Ancient Mayan records clearly provide warning to future civilizations by stating the end of the long count galactic cycle in the early 21st century will mark the end of an age in which global catastrophes will begin. They referred to the next cycle as the fifth cycle and the period of purification.
We know that the Mayans were geniuses when it came to mathematics and accurately defining planetary and galactic cycles. But they weren't the only ones that left warnings to future generations. The Aztecs, Incas, and Egyptian calendars and legends all nervously point to the same time for the ending of the age of man. When studying ancient warnings, one would find it difficult to overlook writings from the Bible, which shockingly provide warnings of a worldwide devastation and also hint to a pole shift occurring, described as taking place before what most people refer to as Armageddon, a worldwide war for resources and survival.
There was a great earthquake, and the sun became black, and the moon became as blood. Every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and there were voices and thunderings and lightnings. There followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. There should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
As previously discussed, a change in Earth's axis and altered speed of rotation would change regional climates and cause global devastations. But no longer would our day consist of a 24-hour period. Our clocks, calendars, and seasons would have to be redefined with a new globally accepted system, just as civilizations have done over and over throughout all of history. But in retrospect, the civilizations we've been studying haven't been predicting or foreseeing the future at all, but rather they knew what they were talking about. Not predictions, but scientific calculations. As with the ancient inventions of the light bulb and the battery, they were no strangers to the evidence surrounding Earth's pole shift and cyclic catastrophic nature. We know that some ancient civilizations had incredible knowledge. The Mayans are proof of that. But these future warnings have always been publicly perceived with skepticism. Why do so many interpret these warnings as flawed predictions and not facts?
But is it really any different from today? As a society, we believe and base our lives on predictions all of the time. What is tomorrow's weather? Or what will the stock market do? How many hurricanes will we have this year? Or car accidents on a national level? What about future crime statistics and population growth? Today, we utilize technology and the study of worldwide patterns and cycles in order to accurately predict our futures each day.
As our technology and understanding becomes more advanced, our capability to see even further over the horizon and into the future becomes greater. For us, looking into the near future isn't magical or mystic at all.